New destination, same old show, different day. We're live, baby. Welcome to the Himmelgod Has Spoken. It is episode number 19. Holy cow, man. I can't believe it. We're here again. Oh, it's been frustrating. This week has gone from a week that was sort of depressing and then got better as it went on, especially yesterday, as I feel like justice has been served. The belt is back. I've said many times that I mailed the belt out, and yesterday afternoon, Joe Cronin finally unveiled the belt. The belt is there. Very happy that my misery of 6, 7 weeks of fucking misery is over. It's done. And for all the people now on Twitter who were DMing me, who were sending me messages of, Brian, I'm so sorry. Oh my God, you really did mail the belt. Oh man, I feel so bad for poking jokes at you and making fun of you and making you feel like shit. Last night I gave my response to those people, and it went simply like this. Because I don't give a damn what you think. You played your card, you made your bed, now you sleep in it. That's it. You want to talk shit and make me feel like crap? You get what you deserve. So, as far as I'm concerned, those people are out of my life. I can move on. The belt is back on Monetize This. Joe Cronin's still champ. Marvin almost got it. We almost had a vote for Marvin was a vote for freedom last night. I did catch that. Almost made it. That close, but didn't get there. Especially when Joe Cronin had those points in the bank, but it was very close. But holy shit. Shout out to Mark Crew, Alpha Excalibur, Steve Cody, Will 10, and Awandi Trekopedia. Holy man. I thank you guys for being here on a special Saturday show. We got Insomniac tonight. We got Corrupted tonight. We've got fucking Derailed tonight. And you got the Himmelgod right now. You got me now. So I'm very excited to do this special Saturday show live from Iowa, which means the good news is I'm on, but the bad news means, oh shit, here comes outage season, and I might have to disappear for a little while. So that's the bad news. But it won't be as long as you think, so that's the good part. But let's go ahead and get the show started here. I am Brian Himmelfarb, a.k.a. the Himmelgod, former Monetize This champion, of course. Welcome to episode 19 of the Himmelgod Has Spoken. It's September. It's Labor Day weekend. Hopefully you guys are having a great weekend. College football is starting now. We're getting into the thick of the first week of college football. We had a couple games a couple days ago, and now this weekend we're going to get some good shit. By the way, my boys, Miami Hurricanes, taking on LSU tomorrow. I'm going to be watching that game because that's going to be a fucking blast. The NFL is getting ready for week 1 next week. And boy, did I wake up to this news that the Chicago Bears have offered 2 first-round picks to the Raiders for Khalil Mack. I mean, holy shit, man. You want to talk about desperation. The Bears were so desperate because they knew that the Packers were going to get Khalil Mack, that they did everything they could to steal him away from Green Bay. That's exactly what they did. They stole him away from Green Bay, put him in Chicago. Good luck, Khalil Mack, because the Bears still suck. That's it. Alpha, I know that LSU is your team, man. Canes are going to whoop that ass. They're going to whoop that ass tomorrow. I'm telling you. LSU season ends tomorrow. Oh, hell yeah. Thank you, Trek. Holy shit. But anyway, let's get to all the basics, guys. If you're following me on Twitter, thank you. We're still over 1,000 followers. Thank you to everyone who's been hitting me up on Twitter at @highoctane_buzz. Let's keep that momentum going. Also, check out Twitch. Speaking of Twitch, we still got this weekend before the Himmelgod has to go to work, starting Monday night. Does this mean another South Park, the Fractured Butthole live stream? That would be a yes. And it could be as early as right after this episode. So make sure you guys are tuning in. Get over to Twitch. It is _Himmelgod on Twitch. And we're going to continue on with South Park. So make sure you guys check that out. The internet connection here in the hotel is very good. I was getting downloads as much as over 80 megabytes a second. So it's been fantastic. So I think for live streaming, we're going to be good. So hopefully we're going to get some South Park going today and tomorrow. Maybe we get closer to wrapping up the game. So you guys don't have to wait too long for another installment unless I do something else. I mean, come on, Spider-Man's coming up. So you got to get this shit rolling. So if you guys, it's your first time here on YouTube, make yourself at home. Don't be shy. Crack open a beer if you can, of age to drink, or your favorite alcoholic beverage. It's Labor Day weekend, guys. Come on, drink it up. But have some fun with us here in the chat. We got quite a few people in here hanging out. So welcome. Enjoy the show. Click the like button while you're here. Go ahead and subscribe. We greatly appreciate over 200 subscribers here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for that. Click the bell to get notifications. Make sure you guys do that for every time I go live or when I download a live stream from Twitch or something like that. You guys will get to see it. Shout out, of course, to Joe Cronin. Once again, still monetize this champion. Again. Make sure you guys are following Joe. What's up, Luke Rojas? Make sure you guys are following him at Corrupted Pod over on Twitter. And, of course, check out his YouTube channels, Joe Cronin Show, and, of course, Corrupted Podcast. Check out his Patreon, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Of course, you get Corrupted tonight, every Saturday night. Should be a very interesting episode for Corrupted. Make sure you guys are checking out Foulmouth Ken at Ken Foulmouths over on Twitter. Foulmouth Network, Foulmouth Nation. We got Insomniac tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern. Make sure you guys check out Insomniac. We got Ken. We got the Filthy Mouth Gamer, Connie Chris. You know, whoever else would show up. Maybe Tommy shows up again. Who knows? He was on Monetize This last night. But Ken made an appearance on Monetize This last night. So thank you for letting me know you jerked off. Luke Rojas, thank you. Jerking off to me. Thanks. I appreciate it. But make sure you guys are checking out Foulmouth Ken, man. He's been killing it over on YouTube lately. So, and he's also doing very well on Patreon, patreon.com/ I think it's Foulmouth's Network. So make sure you guys check that out. Gatekeeper Drew, make sure you guys are following him at Gatekeeper5150. Derailed Gatekeeper over on YouTube. We got Derailed tonight. Late night, of course. I think it's around 11:30, something like that. Make sure you guys tune in for that. I don't know what they're working on tonight. I hear maybe Viewer's Choice again. So make sure you guys check that out. Yes, Luke, we know you destroyed Tommy last night. I heard that. It was very interesting, nonetheless, as I was catching up with Monetize This. But make sure you guys check out Derailed, another episode live tonight. Speaking of live episodes, let's go ahead and make sure we shout out Billy Ricky at BillyRicky03 over on Twitter. Billy Ricky, of course, on YouTube. We got the Insomniac warm-up show starting at 7 o'clock Eastern. Make sure you guys are checking out Billy Ricky. He's always got a lot of good things to say. So, yeah, I'm not wearing my glasses today. But, yeah, make sure you guys checking out Billy Ricky. He might drop some beers. Beer bong hype. Let's get it going tonight for the Insomniac warm-up show. And finally, a shout out to the 2 Mark crew at 2 Mark's crew over on Twitter, and of course the 2 Mark crew on YouTube. We had an episode last night. Myself, Gina, Russ, the Closed Fist, joined with Dwayne last night, and the 4 of us had a fantastic episode talking about Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and by the way, the name game between myself and Gina is still going. Yes, still going for the name game. We would thought this would have ended a while ago. This should have ended back at SummerSlam. It didn't end. And last night, it didn't end again. We are still going, and we're going into round 4, which will continue tomorrow. We're going to hit round 4 for the dirt sheet tomorrow night on 2 Mark's crew. Gina just won't give up. I mean, last night, I had to show her my wrestling background of back in the day, knowing some good wrestlers. And when you're not even good wrestlers, I brought out the obscure. Last night, I brought out Bastion Booger. I brought out Mantar. And if I'm starting to bring out the obscure names, all right, Gina, it's called give up. It's over. I have you beat. You cannot win. So Gina needs to quit trying. She continues to keep trying, and it's just not going to work out. So hopefully, Gina, just give up. Okay? When I bring out Original Chic last night, and we're talking really old school here, the game is up. You can think of all the Japanese wrestlers you want, but in the end, I'm still going to win. Speaking of wrestling, All In is tonight. Holy crap, dude. We got a lot going on. We got the All In pay-per-view. So make sure you guys go check that out. I'm sure a lot of people will be watching All In. Make sure you guys check out the Himmelgod t-shirt, still available. I'm looking to probably make a new design very soon. So that's still available up on teespring.com, courtesy of the Foul Mouths Network. So head on over to teespring.com/foulmouths network, or go over to my Twitter at highoctane_buzz. Click the link. There you go. It's up on the pinned tweet. You can check it out. It's available in a hoodie. The temperatures are going to start going down pretty soon. Maybe you want that hoodie, or maybe you want a coffee mug. Get a little Himmelgod in your cup every morning. Not that way. But we got a lot to get into today. Not going to be a huge episode. I'm not trying to make this real long. We're not going to have 2-hour episodes or anything like that. But keep participating in the chat. Ryan Romano, what's going on? I see you out here today. Gina never quits. Oh, she'll quit tomorrow. I'm telling you, it's going to be over. It's going to end. Gina just might as well just bend over and take that spanking because it's over. Between that and watching the Hurricanes game, I'm getting my fill for tomorrow. But today on the show, we're going to talk, get into some depressing things here. The Jacksonville shooting, obviously. I wanted to get my opinion on the Jacksonville event, which was tragic. Obviously, in my home state of Florida, not far off where I live from Jacksonville. We'll get into that. Also, Spider-Man PS4 is going to be out next week. And we got a lot of people bringing up Puddlegate, downgraded graphics for Spider-Man on PS4. We're going to get into that. By the way, did anyone catch the announcement of Streets of Rage 4? We're going to get another Streets of Rage. Not officially licensed by Sega, but by another developer. And we'll talk about that. PAX is going on this weekend. PAX Prime or PAX West. Over in Seattle. That's going on this weekend. I might share some memories of when I went to PAX, and I would have loved to have gone this year, but unfortunately couldn't do it because of work. That's starting up for me on Monday, so I couldn't be able to attend PAX. So that's a rough thing for me, so I was hoping to do that. But I want to start out with something really cool, and hopefully most of you guys have been going to the movies this summer, and we have the list of the top 10 grossing movies this summer, and I wanted to go ahead and share this with you guys. Very interesting list. So what do I think of Battlefield 5 being delayed? Yeah, I knew it was coming. Battlefield 5 delayed, no surprise there, Trek. Way that it was put, and I talked about it last week during on episode 18, we talked about Battlefield 5, and in that episode I mentioned how the release date originally was a shitty spot for a release date, and they needed to move it out of October. That was Broketober. There's way too many releases that month. Sure, the outrage of SJW didn't help it that much either, and the way that EA was portraying that. So it was really a really shitty spot for them. They needed to move out of October. They moved into November. I think it's going to be a little bit better for them, but what if Call of Duty succeeds? What if, obviously Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to be huge, and people are still going to be playing that game. So it's hard to really judge how Battlefield's going to be in a November time slot, but obviously it's going to do a little bit better than where it would have been in October, where it would have been dead. So I'm not saying it's going to be that much better, but we'll see. We'll figure that out. Anyway, top 10 grossing movies this summer. I'm going to run them down from number 10 all the way up to number 1. I'm going to give you the numbers that they made this summer. So some of it might surprise you. Some of it might not. I think for a lot of us, I think we all know what number 1 is. But here we go. Number 10 on the list for summer movies 2018, Mamma Mia, here we go again. Don't sit there and tell me, everyone in the chat, you went out to go see Mamma Mia, okay? I am buying it. But Mamma Mia, here we go again, pulled in $116.2 million in the box office for a chick flick. There you go. Number 9 on the list, speaking of chick flicks, Ocean's 8, the all-female Ocean's movie, pulling in $139.1 million in the box office. Again, a movie I didn't go see. But speaking of all-female movies, when are we going to finally get that all-female Expendables movie? I've been waiting for that forever, for crying out loud. Give me that. I'll go watch that. I'm interested in that. So there you go. Number 8, Hotel Transylvania 3 Summer Vacation, pulling in $159.7 million. Who went to go see Hotel Transylvania 3? I mean, honestly, I didn't even care about that movie. I don't even know how that movie even made it in the damn top 10. Ugh, terrible. Number 7, Tom Cruise, man, he's still pulling in that money in the box office. Mission Impossible Fallout, pulling in $196.6 million in the box office. Mission Impossible Fallout. I still haven't even seen the movie yet. The reviews have been very good. Haven't had a chance to see it, but I will eventually when it comes to Blu-ray. I'll get a chance to go ahead and watch Mission Impossible. So I am a fan of those movies, even though they're completely ridiculous, but I do want to see it. Number 6, our first of our Marvel movies, makes the list here, Ant-Man and the Wasp, pulling in $212 million. Remember, these are all domestic. This is not overseas numbers. So this is all domestic numbers here in the United States. But $212 million for Ant-Man and the Wasp. A movie that kind of got a little bit mixed reviews. I think it's a little bit more people that were favoring the review, that they liked it, compared to people that didn't. So overall, it did very well. And again, this is a movie I haven't seen, although I've seen bits and pieces of this. I'm not talking about the trailer. And I have seen the post-credit scene where, spoiler alert, they go dust. So there you go. The snapshot of Thanos happens at the end of that movie. So just to go ahead and throw it out there. But you know Ant-Man will be in the next Avengers movie. Number 5 on the list. A little bit of a surprise here. I would have thought this would have been a lot lower. What's up, Elias? Solo, a Star Wars story, pulls in $213.6 million. Obviously, I think Disney wanted a lot more for Solo. It did not happen. Tommy probably loved every one of these movies. Oh, man. But Solo, they had a lot of issues with this movie, a lot of boycotts. This is a movie that could have made a lot more money, and it didn't happen. They spent a shit ton of money in advertising. So clearly, Solo lost money. That's no surprise to anybody. This movie lost money. Tons of reshoots, change of directors. Obviously, this movie was a mess from the start, and I haven't seen it. I will eventually watch it. I'll rent it and just watch it that way. I think that's the best I'm going to do with Solo, a Star Wars story. But sadly, this hurts so much that it took away the Obi-Wan movie. We were hoping to get the Obi-Wan movie, but it's been put on hold. A Boba Fett movie was put on hold because of how bad Solo is and why they need to get Kathleen Kennedy out of that division from Disney and get her out of there from Lucasfilm. Just please. And so we can have good Star Wars movies again. But yeah, it wasn't very good. Number 4 on the list, our next Marvel movie, Deadpool 2. Deadpool 2 pulling in $318.4 million. It's now also out on Blu-ray, 4K Blu-ray, all that stuff. Make sure you guys check that out. Holy shit. I got the Super Duper edition. It's great. They did a lot of extended scenes in that film. Added a few scenes here and there, especially into the mid and post-credit scenes. You see a little bit more in a little bit of an extended scene with Deadpool and Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, from the X-Men Origins Wolverine movie. It was great. They did that extended scene. So it was really cool. So make sure you guys check out Deadpool 2. If you haven't watched it yet, what the fuck? You need to go see that movie. Number 3 on the list, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Again, a movie that received mixed reviews, a little bit more on the negative side. A lot of people didn't like the new Jurassic World movie. Again, a movie I have not seen. My family have I enjoyed it. My nephew, I know he enjoyed it, but then again, he'll enjoy anything. But I do eventually want to see it. Again, I'm going to wait for it to rent it. But it made $413.2 million in the box office. Holy shit. Deadpool 2, I did mention 318.4 for a small budget movie. So they did fantastic. Getting ready to get that X-Force movie, you know, because we all want that X-Force movie. Sure, we see this, we see Wakanda Forever, but we also see X-Force. So hopefully we'll get to see that down the road. Number 2 on this list. What do y'all think number 2 is? This is going to be. It's going to once I announce what number 2 is. Obviously, everyone knows going to know what number 1. But number 2 is The Incredibles 2. The Incredibles 2, which mostly all the perverts went to watch for Elastigirl. $597.7 million, just under $600 million domestically. That's insane. But it's a great movie, by the way. It's awesome. I enjoyed it. I love The Incredibles. Loved the first movie. Loved this one. So I was very happy to watch that. Although, as I said, a lot of the perverts were watching Elastigirl. It's like, come on, man, with that huge ass. That's everyone was wondering. Gee, I wonder what number 1 is, huh? Should it be as no surprise that number 1 is a Marvel movie? No surprise, Avengers Infinity War takes the number 1 spot. $678.7 million domestically. Imagine with the overseas numbers, this thing went well over $1 billion. Well over. I wouldn't be too surprised if it hit $2 billion. Okay? Luke says I thought it was Tag. No, it wasn't Tag. Surprisingly, that didn't even make the list. Avengers Infinity War was awesome. It was amazing. It was just a really cool movie. I have it now on my 4K Blu-ray. I watched the shit out of it, and I still do to this point. I still will in the months to come as we get ready for Avengers 4, which will be out next year. So, holy shit, dude. Good year for Marvel. Marvel just nailed it. So, I was really, really looking forward to it. I know a lot of people talking about Halloween movie coming up. I think that's not even out yet. So, I know that's coming up. But these numbers were according to Box Office Mojo. These are as of August 30th. So still, we got the rest of this weekend for these numbers to change. Maybe Tag makes top 10 and knocks out Mama fucking Mia, you know? But overall, still a pretty decent summer movie season. I wouldn't say it was the greatest of summer movie seasons. I thought it was okay. But it's not as good as maybe previous ones. But you had your good movies in the beginning, and I feel like summer movie blockbusters are starting to die off a little bit because they're spreading them out throughout the year, especially in terms of Marvel. We've seen them spread it around. We see Star Wars not in the summer, and they release their movies in the winter, so, you know, during the holidays. So at this point, summer movie season is starting to die out a little bit. It's not completely gone, but it's just something to look at. You know, in terms of we're watching movies and say, wow, we're getting a lot of blockbusters, but it's February or, you know, or it's October or something. It's like, why are these movies out now? You know, how come they weren't out during the summer? Summer's too crowded, so they got to move shit around. So that's what we're seeing there. New releases, got to get into the new releases, let you guys know what's available. Obviously, we just mentioned Tag not too long ago. Tag is out on Blu-ray and DVD. If you guys want to go check that movie out. It is now available. Kind of getting to the video game side here. I didn't realize this, but back on August 24th, Night Trap 25th Anniversary Edition released for Nintendo Switch. So, if y'all remember Night Trap, this was originally on the Sega CD, and it made its way over. So, holy crap. I know it's available on PS4 and Xbox One already, but it's also available on the Switch. They made special edition physical copies of the game, so I thought that was pretty cool to see as they made that available. But holy shit, August 24th that was out, if you want to get your Night Trap on. So there you go. Let's kind of get into the new releases for this week. Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, now available on the Switch. This was out on August 28th. Obviously, these are August 28th releases. Pro Evolution Soccer 2019 is available on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Also, Fire Pro Wrestling World, now available exclusively on the PS4. Yakuza Kiwami 2. If you're not a fan, if you're a fan of Shenmue, if you're watched some of these earlier Yakuza games, these games are the shit. Make sure you guys check them out. Yakuza Kiwami 2 is a remaster of Yakuza 2. So make sure you guys check that out. It's really cool. It's available exclusively on PS4. However, we may see an Xbox One release down the road because the team behind behind Yakuza have been interested in doing Xbox One versions of their games of the entire series, all the way up to Yakuza 6. So I think this is going to happen. The demand is there. I've seen it on Twitter. Huge amounts of demands for Yakuza. But yeah, Yakuza Kiwami 2 now out in PS4. The Messenger now available. Another indie game available on the Switch and PC. Divinity Original Sin 2 available on PS4 and Xbox One. Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker is now available on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Now, I've mentioned this before because I'm going to work. I'm going to give you some of the September releases because I am going to be away a little bit. So, let you guys know what's coming up in September before I come back, and probably in the next few weeks. So, here we go. New releases for September. So, guys, I'm just going to focus on the big ones here. Destiny 2 Forsaken DLC, if you guys are still playing Destiny 2. Available for PS4, Xbox One, PC on September 4th. Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age will be available exclusively on PS4 on September 4th. Finally, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, good old PUBG, is going to finally make it out a preview and will now be an Xbox One exclusive for right now. That'll happen on September 4th. So no longer a preview build, but now an official game. What's up, TSS? How you doing, buddy? NBA Live 19 from EA. This is for PS4 and Xbox One. It will be available on September 7th. SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy. You all remember Terry Bogard got changed into a female. That game will be available on the PS4 and the Switch September 7th. No word yet on PUBG for PS4 yet. We're still waiting on that. Should get something pretty soon on that. Spider-Man, obviously, something we're going to be talking about today, will be available exclusively on the PlayStation 4 September 7th. NBA 2K19 will be available on PS4, Xbox One, PC, and the Switch on September 11th. You guys might know of a little indie game called Bastion, which was released back originally on the Xbox 360, made its way over to PC. Then they remastered it for PS4 and Xbox One. Now it's officially coming to the Switch. Bastion will be available on September 13th. It's a very fun action RPG, guys. Check it out. Wasteland 2 Director's Cut coming to the Switch. Also September 13th. Shadow of the Tomb Raider. This is a big release here in September. Will be available. No more timed release. PS4, Xbox One, PC, September 14th. Xenoblade Chronicles is getting some new DLC this month. Torna, the Golden Country for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, exclusively on the Switch, and it will be September 21st. Valkyria Chronicles 4 will be available for PS4, Xbox One, PC, and the Switch, September 25th. Episode 2 of Telltale Games' final season of The Walking Dead is going to be on PS4, Xbox One, PC, and the Switch, September 25th. I have that game, and when I come back from my work trip later on this year, I will be doing the entire Walking Dead series for Telltale, and you guys will get to participate, of course, in crowd play, help make the decisions. I'm really looking forward to playing that game with you guys. Did you hear Telltale is doing Evil Dead? Yes, I have, Trek. Yes, I have. I'm looking forward to that. They even kind of showed them a little bit, if you guys remember, Poker Night at the Inventory. I think it was the second game, Poker Night at the Inventory 2. They had Ash from Evil Dead in that game. So I thought that was really cool. Life is Strange 2, Episode 1. It's going to be available on PS4, Xbox One, and PC September 27th. Dragon Ball Fighters is finally coming to the Switch, and it will be available on September 28th. And finally, FIFA 19 is coming to PS4, PS3, Xbox One, Xbox 3. You know what? It's just coming to everything. It's on every single platform coming September 28th. I should be back online around that time, towards the end of September. So, kind of give you guys a little bit of an update. The outage I'm working on here in Iowa is probably going to be about 2 to 3 weeks. Probably not even going to get close to that third week. So, 2 weeks, I'm not going to be on. There's not going to be anything for 2 weeks. My job is 7/12, 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. I'm working at night. So the chance of seeing content here is going to be very minimal to none for a couple of weeks. Then I will be back after that. And I'm thinking of a little trip down to Florida during that time because starting this month at Universal Studios Orlando is Halloween Horror Nights. So Halloween Horror Nights is coming. What's up, Heist Man? Halloween Horror Nights is coming, and it looks like I will be making a trip down to Florida towards the end of this month just to go to Halloween Horror Nights because I love that event. It's one of my favorite events to go to. I will be there, and I have my annual pass. So with my annual pass, because I get a free ticket for Halloween Horror Nights. So of course I'm going to use it to head out there for this event. So I'm really excited about it to go to Halloween Horror Nights. So looking forward to that towards the end of September before I start my next job over in Wisconsin. So going to be really, really interesting as we go. So keep an eye out on that Halloween Horror Nights. And I will talk about Halloween Horror Nights, especially because Stranger Things is going to be there this year. We're going to get Stranger Things at Halloween Horror Nights. We're getting Halloween 4 at Halloween Horror Nights. I mean, holy shit. There's so many good haunted houses that are going to be there. And then, of course, you get some shitty ones, too, that usually have, like, no line. And I learned from Halloween Horror Nights, show up to the park early. Like, not outside the front gate, but actually inside the park. Because I'll be inside and wait in the holding area. They have, like, a couple holding areas in the park where I usually go to Finnegan's and I get something to eat and get a couple beers over at Finnegan's. And then next thing you know, they open up Halloween Horror Nights about an hour before everyone else that's in the front of the park can even get in. So we hit like most of the haunted mazes within the first hour. That's how great it was. I would hit like 3 or 4 haunted mazes within 1 hour. And towards once again with this time of year, it's usually a little bit more packed. But at least I'll get my pin and all that other stuff. There's just a lot, coming when people come into the park. So it's gonna be fucking crazy. Can't wait till April for Stranger Things 3. Yes, Stranger Things 3 is coming up. They better have an actual subplot for Mike this season. You never know, they might. They actually might. So, Stranger Things coming up, yeah. And with the Stranger Things haunted attraction now coming to Universal Orlando, and it will be, I think, in California as well. So, there's a lot on Stranger Things plate, and especially to see it at Halloween Horror Nights, I'm really excited about it. So, that's something I'm really getting into. It's an event I've attended quite a few times. It's just so awesome. So if you're down there in Florida, make a trip to Florida. If you haven't been to Halloween Horror Nights, go there. It's a special event, and they bring the scares. Unlike Disney, they do the not so spooky thing at Disney. No, dude, you go to Halloween Horror Nights and you get fucking crazy. And hey, you can drink beer and everything, so it's even better. But going from a moment where I'm excited to a moment where this was very tragic, sticking with the whole Florida thing. This past weekend, we had a terrible event in Jacksonville where we had a shooting during a Madden tournament. This was just tragic. This was terrible. Why this happened, I mean, I have no idea. And Halloween Horror Nights, super scary. You're definitely right, Heist. We lost 2 people. 2 people were dead. A third, of course, was the shooter himself. His name was David Katz, who is a 24-year-old gamer from Baltimore, Maryland. This asshole went in there and killed people. Clearly, I mean, there has to have been some sort of motive here. Part of that being that he lost in the tournament, and he targeted people that he said he was going to take out. And he eventually was a sore loser and unfortunately took out the lives of two gamers that you guys may have heard of. One known as True Boy, and the other is Spot Me Please. Uh, it's just sad that we lost people like this. This happened this past weekend on Sunday, and during this tournament here in Jacksonville, this was just tragic and terrible. Um, I've actually seen the video of this event, and in the video, you can see what looks to be a laser sight on one of the players. I think that was True Boy, who did have that laser sight on him. And you can see he's just playing the game, so he has no idea that right here, on his chest, there's a freaking laser sight on him. And it was just terrible to watch. It was, oh my God, it's just sad for a brief moment seeing that, and then all of a sudden they focus back into the game and the gunshots go off. You can actually still see this video, the raw video of this. It's terrible. And this one person who they called, I think he was known as Bread, Sliced Bread, Ravens Champ. Also, he was known as this person, David Katz, this piece of shit. He was a champion in Madden back in the Madden 17 tournament, which they showed, but they had video of him. And you see the video where this guy is cold, very cold. The way you look at him, they talk about how he doesn't want to make friends, and he's got like this purpose, and that his purpose is to just win. But you look at a lot of these other gamers, sure, they want to win, but everyone's kind of friendly at the end. Yeah, they talk shit and they talk trash at each other, but when it's over, it's shake hands, hey man, great game, whatever. They go on being friendly people. But this person, this idiot, Bread, took it too seriously, and that this was his life. People have said that this person was mentally unstable, yet he was legally able to buy a gun. He was legally able to buy a gun, but clearly you could tell when you see the videos of this kid, this guy known as Bread, that there was a problem with them. I'm looking at a picture right now on my computer of this person, and dude, he's showing there holding up the jersey. It says Madden Champ. Look at his face. It's you can tell there's something wrong with him. This guy took shit seriously, took the lives of people because he lost, then shot himself like the coward he is. And a lot of people are looking at, and myself, we're looking at why this kid did this. There's got to be more than just him losing. Well, they found out that he underwent treatment for psychological and emotional issues. He's been on medication to treat schizophrenia. He's on antidepressants. Obviously, his parents are divorced. There's so many things that you look at and just say, wow, this kid's fucked up. But he was also very addicted to games, which I'm not saying it's a major addiction, but his life was video games. That's all he had. He was a guy who couldn't make friends, very antisocial. You can tell that there were signs here that there's something wrong with him. And unfortunately, we lost people and others got hurt. Good news, a lot of these guys that were injured are in good condition and are going to be getting out of the hospital, which is good news for that. There's still some others that are still hospitalized. Hopefully they're going to be able to get out. But we did lose the lives of two players, and it's just tragic, terrible. And I keep saying to myself, and I don't want to get political in any of my shows, but today I have to say something, or I have to say, when does the madness end? When do we finally just say to ourselves that we need some sort of gun law? I'm not saying ban weapons. Let me just put it out there. I'm not saying that that we need to have like the government or the military or people going out there like the Gestapo and SS agents to take away everyone's guns. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that we need deeper background checks. We need to look deeper into these people and say, okay, look, if these people are emotionally unstable, if there's some flags here, some red flags, we can't give these people guns because shit like this could happen. Okay? Not 100% will happen, but there's a chance it can. So we need to do something. As I said, I don't want to ban guns. I like shooting guns. I'm not mentally unstable. I love going to a gun range and shoot a gun and have a good time, whether it's an assault rifle or otherwise. Okay? I like doing stuff like that, doing, shooting targets and just, having a good little time with your friends. Okay? I mean, I'm not a person that's going to go out and do what this dumbass went and did. But, people are collectors. People are, owners of weapons that feel like that, the Democrats are going to take away their guns. And that's not the case. The Democrats have never said we're taking your guns. They use that as their MO. Republicans use that as their MO to say the Democrats are going to take away your weapons. Vote for me and it won't happen. It's bullshit. But we need stricter gun laws. In Florida, we don't have that. It's the sad part that I can joke about Florida sometimes saying it's a no-fault state, because it is. You could get away with so much in Florida. We had, an Uber driver go kill somebody, but said, hey, I'm standing my ground. Florida, in your Flo Grown OG, you're absolutely right. It is one of the easiest places to buy a gun, is in Florida. Go to a gun show in Florida. You could just easily walk out with one. It's not that hard. There's gun shops freaking everywhere in Florida. You can buy practically anything. Sure, you still have to go through the background check, but the background check is so stupid that anybody can walk out with a weapon. And at some point, they're going to use it. But we need stricter background checks. We need Florida legislators to say, hey, we need to fix this shit. Stop thinking about, and especially in Florida, which is mainly a lot Republican controlled, where when we had the shooting at Douglas High School, when that happened, and the students of Douglas went to the Capitol and said, hey, we need to fix this and start banning assault rifles or whatever, and try to get some sort of gun laws in place. The Florida legislators, who are all paid off by the NRA, pretty much said, screw you. They spat in those kids' faces. Now we get another incident. By the way, in the United States, we have had 235 mass shootings this year. 235. Can you count how many around the world there have been other than the United States? There might have been like 4 or 5. In the United States, 235. There's a problem. We need to fix it. Gun control is an issue. We are in an election season now. We're in a midterm election, okay, where things are going to change. And the Republicans, who are all getting paid off by the NRA, are in trouble. Blue wave is coming, folks. This is real. It's bad enough in Florida where we have a Trump-supported candidate that's going for governor issuing out a racial statement at his opponent, who's African American. Could become the first black governor of Florida. Andrew Gilliam, I'm down for him. Not because of what Ron DeSantis said when he told people to don't monkey it up. What were you thinking? He just lost the election right there. Just for saying that. But, as I said, I don't want to get too political, but sometimes I got to speak my mind. Gun laws, it needs to come into play. Fix this shit. Thank you, Heist. Thank you that you're loving the stream. I greatly appreciate it. We need gun laws. We need to fix problems here, not just in Florida, but in the United States. We need stricter gun laws, okay? I'm not saying ban guns, but stricter gun laws, better background checks. If people are mentally unstable and they're going for a gun, come on. You got to draw a line. You have to draw a line and say, okay, this isn't cool. We can't give these people weapons because we have to think about what they're going to do. We have to think about our kids. I don't have kids, but I wish I did. But I think about my nieces and my niece and my nephew going to school, my other niece who's in college. I got to think about them. Okay? and what could happen if some jackass like David Katz or someone else like him goes out there and shoots up a school. How much are our kids worth? If you have kids, how much are your kids worth to a politician, especially a Republican politician who's supported by the NRA? Think about that. Think about it. Background checks, yes. Okay? Banning guns? No, that's not going to happen. We have what's called the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. We cannot ban guns. It's just not going to happen. But we need to regulate better. We need better regulations for weapons. So that shit that we've seen in Jacksonville, or what happened in Parkland, or what happened in Sandy Hook, Columbine, you name it, does not happen again. Yes, people will find a way. But we need to lower down the amount of mass shootings in this country. And shooting someone because you lost in a fucking Madden tournament, you stupid piece of shit David Katz, who's now rotting in hell, deserves what he gets. He deserves what he gets. I'm sure all of us who play Madden like myself, or who have competed in tournaments, I've been in tournaments, none of us act like that. When we go into a tournament, and especially if we lose, I still shake the person's hand. I might talk a little shit during the game, but we all know it's only good fun. And in the end, we shake hands, great game, whatever, and we move on with our lives. Thanks, Heist. Thanks, man. I greatly appreciate that. I thought about it at one point. Guys, I'll tell you, at one point, I did think about running for office. I shit you not. I would have done it through the state, through Florida, to run for the House or run for the Senate. It was something that I'm very passionate about. I'm not a big politician, but I feel like that something needs to happen. And if we're not getting the right people in there to make it happen, it's time to make a change. It just has to go down. But right now, hey, I'm making good money out on my jobs, traveling around the country. So maybe in the next election we can make that happen, or maybe when Marco Rubio, his seat up is in the Senate, I'm fucking going for it. I'm telling you right now, I'll go for it. Because this shit needs to end. These shootings need to end. There's a lot of other issues, but dude, these mass shootings is getting too much. It really is. And hopefully we could get past that in the coming years, that we could see some differences being made. Because if they're not, we're voting people out. That's it. We're voting people out. Right now, if you got the power, vote. Okay? If you have the ability to vote, you need to vote. We just had a primary in Florida. There's still primaries going on in this country. Our general election is in November. Make your voices heard and vote. Blue wave is coming, folks. It's for real. This is for real. If people aren't going to take shit seriously about Himmel 2020, thanks, Flow Grown OG. If they're not going to take this seriously, if they're not going to listen to us, if they're not going to sit there and say, hey, you have the power to make a difference because you're sitting in that seat in Congress. If you're not going to make that difference, we're going to find someone who will. It's coming. Okay? Sad this week we lost John McCain, a great guy, great politician, a great senator who Donald Trump disrespected, who wouldn't even put the flag up at half staff for him. Think about that. I mean, it's bad enough we got an asshole in the White House who eventually could get impeached or voted out within the next couple of years. But we need to make a change. We need to make a difference. And it's important for all of us, whether you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, it doesn't matter. Get out and vote. Don't say, oh, I'm not going to vote, because if you don't vote, you have no voice. You got to vote, man. And if you guys are getting close to the time to being eligible to vote, make sure you register. It's so important. Your voice means everything. Your vote means something. Even if a candidate loses by thousands of votes, at least if you voted, you made your voice heard, and you need to do that. Everyone needs to do that. With the shit that's happening in this country, we can make a difference by our own voices. If they're not doing something, vote them out. Or you run for office. Yeah, Trump be doing too much, man. Yeah, he is. But let's get off the political shit. Move on to gaming. Let's get back into gaming. Let's talk Spider-Man. Spider-Man, yeah. 40 million people did not vote in 2016. All these people talking shit need to vote. I absolutely agree. If you're not voting, don't talk shit. If you don't like Donald Trump and you didn't vote, then you can't say shit. I didn't vote for Trump. Yes, I voted for Hillary Clinton. Did I want Hillary Clinton? No, but it was the choice I had. I voted for it. Lesser of two evils. I would have rather seen Bernie Sanders as president. You know, if John McCain wasn't going against Barack Obama, chances are I would have voted John McCain. That's just the way I see it. But if you're bitching about what's going on in Washington and you didn't vote, shut the fuck up. Simple as that. Or get your ass out there and vote in 2020. Get your ass to vote out in the next couple of months in November. Make it happen. That's what you got to do. I registered when I was in high school. When I was 17, around 17 years old, they allowed people to start registering to vote in Florida. And when I was a senior in high school, that's when I registered to vote. I did it right there in school. And I've used my power to vote every fucking election. This year, I had to vote absentee ballot because I was working on the road. This November, I'll be doing absentee ballot again because I won't be home in time for the election, but at least my ballot will be here and I'm making my voice heard. I do it. Works out great. Early voting, do that. So many things. I know we're getting too political. I gotta move on. Get into Spider-Man because I'm excited for fucking Spider-Man. Spider-Man's coming to PS4 next week. And the hype. Thank you, Flowgrown. Yeah, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Absolutely. The hype for Spider-Man has been ultra fucking intense. I have the game pre-ordered. I got a collector's edition pre-ordered that will be shipped to my house very soon. Looking forward to playing it. Sadly, I have to wait till November to play it because I won't be home. Unless I make a trip home and go pick it up and come back up here. Might think about that one. But it's out next week. But so much has been going on. So much outrage has hit this game now. The outrage of people talking about a graphical downgrade of Spider-Man. People bringing up puddles. Take that in for a second. Puddles. How many people have seen the graphics lately? Yes, Puddlegate is going on right now. Puddlegate for Spider-Man on PS4. Now, of course, you got the PS4 fanboys going apeshit on Xbox fanboys by saying, haha, we have Spider-Man and you don't. And now the Xbox fanboys are going back at them saying, oh, but look at the graphics for that game. That's not 4K. That's not even 1440p. Oh, look at that. That looks like shit. What happened to that E3 demo back in 2016? Look at the puddles. Look at the puddles. The size of the puddles have changed. Seriously. People are talking about puddles, graphical downgrades. The look of Spider-Man does not look as good or as shiny as it was back in 2016, which was a CGI trailer. But they're saying that he doesn't look the same, that the colors look more matted and flat, that they don't look shiny anymore. And Insomniac Games has responded to all this on Twitter. It's just a change in the puddle size, but no downgrades. But people are saying that this is a downgrade. They just changed the puddle size. They were talking about the sunlight, because every game's got at least a point of sunlight, and then they're saying, oh, the way that the sunlight looks when it's on the character looks different. So it's a different look from a different time of day or something like that. They were saying this, and it's let's see, I don't even know who Yao Ming is, but I know it's not the real basketball player Yao Ming, but it's Sony fanboys who called out the company on Twitter. Now Xbox fanboys and Sony haters have jumped on the hate train. Internet, yeah, the internet is something. Yes, it is. The internet is fucked up. And people are going there. They're going on Reddit. They're going on multiple sites, and they're saying, holy shit, Spider-Man looks like shit. And I look at it, and I'm like, I still think Spider-Man looks good. I still think it looks great. Yeah, it feels like a Batman Arkham game, but it still looks good. The gameplay, for me, when it comes to a game, I'll be honest, when it comes to a game, graphics don't mean shit. It's the gameplay and what you're offering in the game that means something. So they're offering over 20 hours of gameplay that we know of, and you're going to be padded out a little bit more. Maybe you get into a 35 to 40 hours when you're completing other side quests and stuff like that, some of which could repeat, same type of style, or finding things, or taking out thugs outside of the game itself. Okay, it's going to pad it out a little. There's DLC that's coming up. They've already announced that the first DLC expansion will be out in October. October 23rd, though, to be specific. It's got a ton of content. The story looks very good. Swinging around in the city looks like it has some sense of physics. Why aren't people focusing on the good shit? Hell, there's even a photo mode. Did anyone see the trailer of the photo mode that they're going to have? Okay, the photo mode looks really cool, like how you can make the photo for what you do in the game. And you could take a quick picture and then make it look like a comic book or something. The trailer that Sony put out and Insomniac put out for photo mode looks fantastic. But people are focusing so hard on puddles and hey, what's up to Mark? And the matted look of Spider-Man that they're not paying attention to everything else, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's a downgrade! It's a downgrade! Everything's downgraded! It doesn't look the same." All right, and everyone's all pissed off. They're counting fucking pixels. They're sitting there trying to go at stuff that's so stupid. I don't care if a game looked like shit. If it plays well, I'm going to play it. I'm going to showcase it. I'm going to stream it. I am going to do whatever. Whatever it is, I'm going to show that game because I know that game is good. All right? Games can look like, a lot of indie developers make games that are like in 16-bit graphics, but are fantastic games. They're making games like 2D Dark Souls games that are really good. But people are like, oh, the graphics aren't that great. What are you talking about? Play the game. It's actually really good. I don't care how it looks on a system, whether it's 4K or not. Yes, PS4 Pro, it's going to look good. On a PS4 Slim, it's still going to be good. Either way, you're still getting a good game. Okay, Lacey Chabert, are we talking about Party of Five there? Or, oh wait, she was in Mean Girls too. Yeah, she was in that too. Yeah, hey, Dwayne, you put it perfectly. Graphics sucked back then, but games were fun. Back when I was playing Atari, man, I played Atari 2600. And back in the day, you used to have a triangle that was a spaceship. You had to use your imagination. You had to think. Use your brain and create your own images of this game instead of looking at triangles and squares and rectangles. You had to use your imagination, and when you did, it made the game better. Okay? The same thing here with Spider-Man. This game is going to be great, no matter what anyone says. The first reviews, by the way, are going to be out on the 4th. Yes, kids nowadays don't have imaginations because all they want to do is bitch on the internet. Oh, look, the graphics don't look that good. Oh, look at the puddles. Oh, the puddles. Oh, Xbox. Xbox wins. Xbox wins. On what? If we're all fighting over a console, if people are out here fighting, doing console wars, saying which console is better and everyone else's sucks, then the truth is you suck. All right? I have multiple consoles. I have them all. Why can't we all just get along? Yes, my Xbox is my primary because a lot of the games look better there. Yes, graphically, I know graphics don't matter, but they look great on a 4K television of what I'm using. Makes sense. I'm going to take advantage of 4K. PlayStation, it's got all these fucking exclusives that are fantastic. Okay? Spider-Man, God of War. Holy God, the list just goes on and on. There's so many. By the way, this month for free games, and I didn't even mention it, but that the PS4's got the better free games this month than Xbox does. You're offering Destiny 2 and fucking God of War 3 remastered over what is Xbox offering? A couple indies? Yeah, you got For Honor going on right now till the 15th of September. But outside of that, what do you got? Nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing. But they'll get people hyped up, say, wow, our games with gold look bad. But hey, Modern Warfare 2 is backwards compatible this week. Thought I'd go ahead and share that. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is backwards compatible on Xbox finally. I think that's the last Call of Duty game that is available for it because they got all the others already. So they have nothing else to go ahead and bitch about. But they'll find something. You know, where's my Barbie Horse Adventures or something? Where's Hello Kitty the game or whatever? No more Call of Duty. Actually, no, Call of Duty Classic is still not backwards compatible yet, so they still need to do that one. But I don't see anyone crying over that one. Not going to happen. But listen, whether a game is downgraded, upgraded, whatever, I know a lot of people look back at a game like Watch Dogs, and Watch Dogs, how it looked at E3 was amazing. I said duty. Yeah. Watch Dogs, when it was on a trailer at E3, looked amazing compared to the final version, which looked like shit. I get it. But Spider-Man, I don't see it. Yes, some of the graphics look a little flatter. I get it. Okay? The puddles are smaller. But if you're focusing in on puddles, I think you're missing the bigger picture. You really are. So to sit here and bitch about puddles, it just makes people look stupid. So stop wasting your time on puddles. Focus in on the game, which looks great, and go with that. Spider-Man's out on the 7th. First reviews are out on the 4th. And it's I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing. I know Two Marks just had a question. If you had a blank check, what kind of game would you design and what platform? First off, I would go multi-platform. I don't want to be as specific to a console. And the type of game that I would want to make, I'm really into action RPG. And I want to have an action RPG game. Maybe somehow based in a modern style of an action RPG. I would go with something like that. I'd go multi-platform, make a Superman open world game. As long as it doesn't look like Superman 64, I would be okay. But I would make something for all systems. Action RPG, open world. Gotta have guns. Guns and melee weapons. Himmelgod, the game. Voiced by Vin Diesel. No. Oh. Life is measured at a quarter mile a time. But yeah, I would go with some type of open world game. Not Grand Theft Auto, not... But you know what I would really want to do is make it comedic, funny, not too off the wall like Saints Row with purple dildo bats, but something funny and entertaining. That's hard to say but yeah, I would make it modern, open world action RPG, but yet funny, not taking itself too seriously. But as I said, not too Saints Row with purple dildo bats. I mean, that's about it. That's where I would go. And my character be running around with the Monetize This Championship. So there you go. And yeah, we can have turtle sex in the game. Turtle sex. Ah! I can't do it as good as Gina. Sorry, I just can't. Who Gina, by the way, is going to lose the name game tomorrow. It's done. I've got her beat. But I wouldn't make my guy into a superhero or anything like that. I don't want to see anything like that. But, just your average everyday person. Levels up a little bit. Not too cracked down, but not too over the top like Saints Row. But maybe sort of a Borderlands in the middle, but without the cell shading. Is about where I would want to go. I would love an open world RPG. I want a Halo-style game with story, music, and gameplay. With No Man's Sky, flying in space, with Star Wars-style deep Fallout. Holy shit, man, that's a lot to get into. Get to work. We're waiting on it. We're waiting on something like that. By the way, PAX is this weekend. If you guys didn't know, PAX West is going on in Seattle. Ends on Monday, I think it is. But I've been to PAX for a couple of years. I went in 2008, 2009. I've been to PAX West. It's amazing. It's fun. Both times I came back sick. Because obviously people like to give out free hugs, and we know where that's going with freaking nerd disease. But PAX is actually a pretty cool event. If you've never been to a PAX, I highly recommend you go. I really wish they would bring a convention to Florida, because I mean, they could do one in fucking Orlando and everybody would show up. Obviously, I know they've had fighting game like Evo down there. And they've had a couple of other events, but I'd like to see a PAX there showing up. Yeah, nerd disease, I'm telling you. But I've been out there. I played a lot of games, had a lot of interviews with people. Another excitement for Red Dead. I see in the chat. Thank you, Heistman. Who almost won the belt yesterday. Came close. But I played so much stuff, met so many people, met so many developers. I've hung out with Major Nelson up there, had a couple interviews with him. I've been in a Microsoft campus up there, checked out a lot of really cool shit. Been to parties galore when it comes to PAX. This weekend, by the way, another game was shown that is at PAX. And if you're a fan of Streets of Rage, they showed something called Streets of Rage 4. A trailer appeared earlier this week, which looks amazing, by the way, and it features Axel and Blaze. No Skate, no Max. You know, that would probably be 2 Streets of Rage 2, which to me was the best in the series so far. But it looks really good. The team behind this, of course, is French publisher .emu. And, of course, you might have heard of this other developer, which I'm trying to find here. I think they are called Lizard Cube. Lizard Cube did the 2016 remake of Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap, which was a game that was on the Sega Master System, and they made it more to today's standards. It looks absolutely amazing. They are behind this new Streets of Rage. Obviously, these guys are fans of Sega, and seeing that we're going to get, imagine what they could have done with Sonic. Just a thought. But now we're getting, they did Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap, which is awesome. I might even actually stream that game. Is it true to DeLoreans and Red Dead? I didn't hear about that. Yeah. But yeah, Streets of Rage, great series. We're going to get a Streets of Rage 4. They shown the first trailer, like a teaser trailer. It looks great. They shown the first 2 characters. They shown gameplay, the art style, obviously a lot different. I'd love to see who they're going to get to do the music. Because if you think about it, the soundtrack, especially the Streets of Rage 2, is one of the best soundtracks of all time. It's absolutely amazing. So I would like to see them do another one of those. But they've shown battles out in the streets. Maybe we'll have something in a bar. I'm looking at one of the shots right now, and you can see where Axel's doing that famous flaming punch, which is a special move that takes a little bit of health from you when you use it. It looks great so far. A lot of the characters they're showing are characters that have been in the series in the past, so hopefully we get something a little bit new thrown in to the game as well. But the characters look just like their counterparts, but again, cel-shaded and with a great look. I mean, hell, even Blaze looks good. She's got them thick legs too, man. I'm looking at her right now in the short skirt and the fucking thick-ass legs, fucking going ahead and taking people out. I liked her character in Streets of Rage 2, because she was a very well-rounded character in the game, whereas Axel was kind of a little bit more in the power category. Then you had Skate, which most people were like, dude, he sucks, but he's fast. And then there was Max, who was slow as fuck, but he was powerful as hell. But the way they would balance out the characters in which you can use was very good. And hopefully we get to see that here, but hopefully we get to see more than 2 characters. So hopefully we get to see some of the characters of the past. I mean, they don't need to bring in Rue the kangaroo, okay, that they had in Streets of Rage 3. We don't need that. But maybe they can bring Adam in, so that would be pretty cool. Is there a recommended site to check out indie games, Brian? I want to play indie games on PC. Just check out Steam. Probably the best place I would go. Pretty much all game websites have so much stuff. Streets of Rage 2 was my shit. Hell yeah. I still play it to this day. I will tell you this. A future live stream that I'm going to do on Twitch, I will pop out the Sega Genesis collection and play Streets of Rage. I would do that because I love Streets of Rage. It's one of my favorites. I have trouble beating the game sometimes because, man, it's a pain, especially I was able to do it on the 360 because you can check out the save states and you can max your save states that way where I would never lose a life. So I thought that would be cool. Streets of Rage is on Xbox One. Yes, it is. Just get the Sega Genesis collection, or you can get the Streets of Rage collections itself backwards compatible. So you can pick that up. Do I still have a? No, I don't have a Sega Genesis anymore. I just have the collection on the Xbox One and PS4. I have it on both. Eventually, the Switch is going to start getting Sega games very soon, especially like the original Phantasy Star and stuff like that. So Lots coming up. But the Streets of Rage one is looking really good. They kept to the 90s roots. I'm sure the controls will be very simple. Yes, the Genesis Flash Pack is what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I'm playing Forza 2. Nice. Heistman's playing Forza 2. Yes. Sega Loki equals Xbox. But yeah, they got, there's so much stuff you can find on Xbox and PlayStation with retro games, and Streets of Rage is considered one of the best retro games that's out there. If you haven't played it, give it a shot. You're going to enjoy it. If you like a game like Final Fight, you would get into it. There's spawned so many different fighting games. Like Final Fight would be the most comparable to Streets of Rage, which was on Nintendo. Xbox does have the original Final Fight on Xbox One. You can get it backwards compatible, which is called Final Fight Double Impact, and you get that game. And if you like Streets of Rage, there's another game. There's an indie game out there called Raging Justice. Definitely check that one out. It feels a lot like a Streets of Rage clone. I had that game. It doesn't take up much space, like a gig on your hard drive, a gig and a half probably, and it's really good. Where you play as a cop and you even bust people. So when they're at the point when you can bust them, you can arrest them, or you can just go ahead and kill them anyway. Then you get the bad cop bonus and stuff like that. But Raging Justice is actually pretty cool. Unfortunately, I do not play Elder Scrolls Online. I will be playing Fallout 76, but I will not do that. I see Why Society is in here. I know you talked about monetize this. We talked a little bit about that earlier in the show, that the belt is back. And I had my message to people, all the haters out there who decided to bitch and moan about how they thought I was holding the belt hostage, or that I chose not to ship the belt. But I did. And unfortunately got lost in the mail, but not anymore. It was found. It finally made it to the P.O. box. It's over for me to deal with that. And I'll be honest, I said last night on Twitter that I'd love to be two-time champ. But I'll be real with you guys. I don't know if I ever would want to win the belt. I thought it would be fun and entertaining and a good time. I wish I could have done more with having the belt, and I couldn't. But it was met with a lot of misery. It was a lot of hatred. People on the internet just they were relentless, especially on YouTube, where I had to delete a lot of comments about people saying just terrible things about me. And I mean, I'm a very strong-willed person, but when you sit there and say things to a level that should not be said, you have to delete these comments. It takes a piece of me out of myself. So when people say child molester or pervert, or you're running a sex slave ring or all this other bullshit, it hurts. It really does. And it was too much. Yes, I enjoyed the belt, but I didn't enjoy the scrutiny that came with it. Yes, fuck the haters, and I'm always that way. I do say that. And for a lot of those haters who bitched about how I handled the shipping of the belt, which was priority mail, all right, I shipped it the day after I lost it. If you watched the episode of the show, which is on YouTube channel, you would see the box. The box is there. I have bubble wrap. I bubble wrapped it so it gets there safe. So I did everything, and it's a shame that it took as long as it did to get there, which it shouldn't have. I don't know why. It might have something to do with being that it was a P.O. box. I wouldn't be surprised on that. But it's back. I've already told Joe I would have bought new belts. It wasn't a big deal. And I was going to buy belts to make sure that we wouldn't have to ship belts. That Joe would have one, and Ken would have one, Troy would have one. Whoever won on the show, they can just take that belt off. The other person puts theirs on. There you go. Quick transfer of the belt. You didn't have to ship. And then we would have one belt to ship. But, yes, things didn't go the way I wanted to in the mail. If I ended up winning the belt again, I would probably express mail it. But give me a different address other than a P.O. box, and make sure that it gets to where it needs to be, because Leah didn't get the chance to really have the belt, which she should have. Now that the belt's still with Joe, maybe they can finally cut a Leah video that we could have had when Leah was champion. Maybe we could have another torture video. So Joe, make that happen. Give us another torture video with Leah as champion, which she should have been. With unfortunate event of the belt not making it there. But it's back. It's back on the show. I think everyone was excited for it, to see the belt back. To all the people who thought that I was doing bad things with it, I pretty much gave my response right there. You know, I did what I was supposed to do with the belt. So I don't know if I would want to win it again, to be honest with you. I know Joe has stated that if the belt was given away and they made a new belt, I think more than likely I would end up winning it because of the fact that I've been the biggest donator on the show. And he did mention that the biggest donator on the show would get the belt. So obviously that's me. I would accept it because obviously we would never have to ship it anywhere else. But I don't know if I would want to represent as monetized as champion again. I just honestly feel that way. I know that Heistman, you're going for the belt, and I hope one day you do win it. I hope you do. And I hope that whoever wins the belt outside of the hosts of the show gets treated better than people like myself or Bobbit or D-Moon or anybody. Because we don't deserve the shit that goes with representing as champion. So, just saying that's the way it is. But would it be better if Joe kept it and just made different nameplates for it? That would be interesting. That would definitely be interesting. I'd love to see that. Maybe I should just make $1 million championship belt just for me. So, based on how I donate. I didn't donate last night. I didn't donate anything last night. I stay out of belt nights because I don't want people to think that I'm ruining the show because I might make a big donation. But I can tell you this, in terms of donations, a big one is coming. I'm not going to say when, but keep your eye out for it because obviously Joe wants his house. And we might have a Himmelbomb coming up down the road. Not now because of work, but maybe sometime after I'm done with work, something could show up. So kind of keep an eye out for that. I'm going to wrap up the show here, guys. South Park, The Fractured But Whole. We're continuing South Park today following this show. So make sure you head on over to Twitch, _Himmelgod over on Twitch. We're going to continue with South Park. Don't be afraid, Heist, man. Don't worry, man. But we're going to continue with the game. We're going to get closer and closer to finishing the game. Tomorrow, I may continue with more South Park or a different game, so make sure you check that out. Make sure you guys are watching tonight. We got the Insomniac warm-up show on Billy Ricky's channel. Make sure you guys check that out. We have Insomniac itself on the Foulmouth's channel. We've got Corrupted on Joe Cronin's Patreon, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. As much as I think it's like $1 a month will get you Corrupted. $2 a month will get you the audio upload of Corrupted. Hell, $5 a month gets you everything. You can't lose with the amount of content, over 30 hours of content from Joe every month on Patreon. And if he's charging as much as $5 for it, do it. It's worth it. I'm a patron of Joe, and I think it's fantastic. Make sure you guys are checking out Patreon. Of course, Derailed tonight as well. If you're not on Patreon, which you should be for Joe, but if you're not, check out Derailed. I'm not going to be on the show tonight. I probably will be there in the chat. So if you want to say hi and what's up and whatever, I'll hang out with you guys in the chat. But more than likely, I probably will be over at Corrupted tonight, checking out the show over there. But either way, I'll be in and out on both shows. So make sure you guys check them out. It's going to be a big night here on Saturday. College football's going on right now. We got more college football tomorrow into Monday. The NFL is back. Go Pack Go. I'm telling you, man. It's going to be all about the fucking Packers this year. All right? It's all about the Pack. All right? I'm telling you. Khalil Mack, good luck in fucking Chicago, you bastard. It's not his fault. Fucking Raiders fucked him. Anything for 2 first-rounders. Yeah, Chicago's feeling like a bunch of idiots trading 2 first-rounders for that one. Your Packers versus my Chargers. Packers still win. But, yeah, even my Dolphins, they're going to get probably beat up by the Packers too. But, hey, what can I say? Choo-choo derailed, says Iceman Defoe. You guys have been amazing. Make sure you guys are clicking the like button on the way out. Appreciate everyone who's done that. If it's your first time here, make sure you guys click subscribe. Make sure you guys, hit the, follow everything. Follow Twitter. Follow Twitch. We'll be on Twitch, as I said, in just a little bit with South Park. So make sure you guys are joining on for that. We'll stay on for a few hours before we get to all the business of the night. So for everyone who stuck around for the episode, thank you very much. For everyone that hung out, I appreciate everybody who's in the chat. I appreciate all the comments. I know I went a little political today. It's not something I like doing, but I appreciate all the support that you guys have shown. I appreciate all the support for everyone who's stuck with me during this difficult time of dealing with the belt now that that's finally over. Like I've said, shows are going to start disappearing for a couple of weeks after today. At least 2 weeks. There's not going to be a show, maybe 3, depending if I head down to Florida for Halloween Horror Nights later on this month. So a lot going on. I got my outage season underway. Yes, there's going to be a little less content on my channel, but it will pick up in the coming months. So especially in October, we'll have more content. The Himmelgod Has Spoken will return in October with new episodes. And I don't know what day that's going to be. It probably will be Thursdays because that's when I usually air. But it's going to see how things go with that job and what day I can get off. And whatever day that is, that's when the show is going to be for that month. And then in November, we'll be back on regular schedule. So a lot of gaming streams will kick off back in October again. As I said, we'll have some this weekend, but after that, we'll have a few weeks off. But then we'll be back in full swing. Probably we'll start recording some more. I got Bayonetta still to finish. We'll still keep going on that and then get into Bayonetta 2. Spider-Man is coming to this channel, so make sure you guys check that out. WWE 2K19 and probably even Fire Pro Wrestling World is going to come to this channel, so make sure you check that out, especially Twitch. Madden 19 is going to get underway, especially for season mode and MUT. So make sure you guys check that out. We'll have another Madden stream coming up. Maybe tomorrow I might do a Madden stream. Trying to think what else we're going to have. Tomb Raider, obviously. The Walking Dead is going to be on here. So there's a lot of content coming up. We are creating the Himmelgod Wrestling Federation. That's the name I got for right now until I come up with a better name. We'll have championship titles for WWE 2K19 and Fire Pro Wrestling World. And you guys, as members of our, God, I hate saying community, you're going to be part of this. So we need to get your creations into the game and have a bi-weekly show on my Twitch channel or on YouTube where you guys will get to watch the matches, winning belts. We're going to have a Monetize This championship, obviously. The first episode could be the tournament for the Monetize This championship after I get WWE 2K19. So make sure you guys check that out. I will be unboxing a lot of stuff coming up in November when I'm back from my trip. So November 12th is going to be that day when I get back. I might have a quick live stream of opening up a bunch of boxes. I expect Spider-Man to be in there. WWE 2K19 Collector's Edition or the Woo Edition is going to be in there. We got some Overwatch statues that are going to be in there. You guys are going to get to see, especially Mercy and Hanzo. Maybe a couple of other surprises. So make sure you guys check that out. That'll be opening the Himmelgod's goods, and that'll be in November. But a lot of content's going to be coming. South Park, as I said, make sure you guys are over on Twitch. Be with us live. That's going to be within the next 30 minutes. I would say anytime within the next 30 minutes, I will be live on Twitch. So send it to your friends, send it to your friends of friends. We'll be on for a while until Billy Ricky is almost getting ready to go on the air. If you do miss the Twitch stream, I'll try and get it uploaded to YouTube later on today or tomorrow. So, but definitely check out Twitch. So, guys, we're going to wrap it up. I am Brian Himmelfarb, a.k.a. The Himmelgod. I have spoken. Episode 19 is in the books. I will see you guys in a few with South Park. If not, make sure you guys are checking out YouTube. More videos are set to come. I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Later.